Hello, everybody. Welcome to Cartoon Boom. This is a show where we wake by the Saturday morning sun pops on the floor. The big wheel of sugar is here and we'll try your favorite cartoons, both old and new. I'm your hideous extraterrestrial, Joseph.
And I'm what's left of the guy from Unsolved Mysteries. My name's Chris.
And this morning we watched Butt-Ugly Martians. Man, they were really riding on that as
on them being ugly?
Yeah. Did they not think about how the Martians might feel about that? One of them is like openly perturbed when he says he's ugly. When the kid calls him ugly, it's like, man, like the whole show's riding on you guys being perceived as ugly to humans. But it's like, maybe you're attractive Martians to other Martians, you know?
That kind of does bring up a good point because we do see a lot of Martians. Well, and here's the thing is Martians infers that they're from Mars.
Yeah.
But if they're not from Mars, which I don't know at any point if they said they were actually from Mars. So like, I almost feel like they're mislabeling, the main characters of this entire show. I don't know. But anyway, we see a lot of other aliens and none of them are great looking.
Oh my. So. Yeah. The green guy was like offensively bad. It's like, come on, you're not even trying now. This is just a human with a tail.
It looked like they tried to cross Jax and Reptile from Mortal Kombat into one character. And then because it was kind of the shtick for this show, just made everything like ultra glossy. Everything is so shiny. It doesn't make sense. Even skin is so reflective in this world. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's honestly, if they wanted to be more accurate, they should have just said Butt-Ugly Everything, the show.
Yeah. Butt-Ugly Show.
Yeah, Butt-Ugly Show. So who suggested this to us?
I don't know. I don't know who suggested this because I feel like I really messed up this year. I feel like this is the year of me losing information because I think I've done it more this year than any other year, but I lost the person that submitted this. So I'm very sorry. If it was you, you can let us know unless you get upset about all the things we're about to say and you want to stay in hiding. And then you can do that.
Part of me feels like it might have been semantics because I know that he had replied to the Patreon request for episode choices and was like, oh, like, sorry that I didn't suggest an episode for this, which I'm thinking means that he suggested it, but didn't provide an episode for us to watch.
Okay, that could be. That could be. That would make sense because I feel like a lot of the ones where I didn't capture who said it because I don't have something to go back to usually means it took place during a Twitch live stream, and I'll usually just
jot it down.
I'll quickly write down the suggestion, and then sometimes I forget to write down who did it because we're right in the middle of playing a game and live streaming. So
yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah. But hey, join our live streams on Twitch, twitch.tv/nerdsloth.
So we can forget you too when you suggest something to us.
Yeah, I'll try not to, but no guarantees. Yeah.
So the show Butt-Ugly Martians aired from 2001 to 2003, created by Michael Train, developed by Mike Young, Bill Schultz, Pamela Hickey, and Dennis McCoy, produced by Mike Young Productions, DCDC Limited, and Just Entertainment. This ran for one season, 26 episodes on CITV originally.
I still think that's too many episodes for this one. Even just those 20 whatever.
Yeah, you could tell they were like desperately trying to end it by the last episode and still did it unsuccessfully. Anyway, so for a short synopsis, 3 aliens came to Earth to become okay, I'm going to read this as it's written and we'll try to break it apart.
Oh boy.
3 aliens came to Earth to become addicted to American culture. They are shown around by their Earthling friends, Mike, Cedric, and Angela. The Butt-Ugly Martians stay on Earth as long as Emperor Bog never finds them.
Huh.
It's not scripted the best there, but the general point comes across. Martians are sent to Earth to conquer it. They end up liking Earth and not wanting to conquer it. So they are essentially keeping Emperor Bog, their boss, from like checking in on them and conquering Earth by sending him like fake progress reports that they're in the process of conquering Earth. That's a general synopsis of it.
Yeah. And there's some nuances and things in there too. But I mean, to be honest, though, each episode, I feel like nothing really happens. I mean, maybe that's just me being mean.
Yeah.
But like, it honestly feels like hardly anything ever happens in this show.
Think about it like Invader Zim, if Zim ended up liking Earth and was not trying to reach out to the tallest to give them an actual progress report. So it's like reverse Invader Zim, sort of.
It's like these aliens that avoid doing almost anything, you know?
Yeah,
like,
they're almost like teenagers in a way. They're just kind of like they're kind of lazy. They get addicted to pizza or nachos, just various junk foods, and watching TV. So really, they came to Earth and then we turned them into lazy Earthlings.
Right, exactly.
So who were some of the actors who played in this show?
All right, so the character of Bebop Aluna, yes, that is did you know that he had a last name?
Oh yeah, I have something about all of them. Yep.
Oh, great. Well, that was voiced by Charlie Schlatter, who has been in a few cartoons like Winx Club, you know, our favorite. Did you know that he starred in a live action TV series of Ferris Bueller's? Well, it's just Ferris Bueller. I was going to say Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but this was just called Ferris Bueller. I did not know they made that into an actual TV series. Did you know that?
No, I had no idea. I thought it ended at Day Off.
He played Ferris. This came out in 1990, it looks like. And Jennifer Aniston was also in it, which is kind of crazy.
Weird, yeah.
There's actually quite a few like pretty big actors in it. Cloris Leachman's in it. I don't think it lasts very long. I think it only got like 13 episodes. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked here. Tutti Frutti, as well as Mike Ellis, and also Ronald, the beloved diner employee that everyone loves based on his voice alone, was Rob Paulson. All three voices are very Rob Paulson, except Ronald is Rob Paulson turned up to 1 billion.
Ronald is like Rob Paulson doing his best Mandark impression.
Oh man, that was hard. That was hard to get through. I love Rob Paulson. We sing his praises all the time, but man, that was rough. Dua Diddy was voiced by Jess Harnell, who famously is the voice of Wacko from Animaniacs, as well as many other things. Rob Paulson being Yakko from Animaniacs, so we have a little reuniting there. Those are the aliens. So we've got all those three right there. Bebop, Tutti Frutti, and Dua Diddy. Angela Young was voiced by Kath Soucie, another person that we mention a lot on the show, especially through 90s cartoons. Cedric was voiced by OG Banks, who also was on a character on a show that we did not too long ago, I believe. He was the voice of Ricardo from Stretch Armstrong.
Oh,
when
okay.
We did that one. Omni Max or whatever, that guy who could stretch and stuff. You know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Stoat Muldoon, voiced by Robert Stack, famously known for hosting the series of Unsolved Mysteries and also voicing Ultra Magnus in the Transformers movie, the greatest movie of all time. And then Dr. Damage, not Damage, Damage, Emperor Bog, and Lieutenant Penkin, pretty much any villain, all voiced by S. Scott Bullock.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so pretty much any bad guy that shows up, it's always him. I think he also voiced one of the aliens in that little cantina thing that we saw where Bog was getting made fun of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was pretty much their Swiss Army knife. But yeah, Bullock known for things like Tailspin and Attack of the Killer Tomatoes and Darkwing Duck and Problem Child and Captain Planet, lots of 90s cartoons. So anyway, that's basically the main cast right there.
Yeah, that's who we see pretty consistently throughout. But for a few tasty marshmallows out of our big bowl of Butt-Ugly Martian cereal,
Ugh.
the title characters are all named after songs. Bebop Aluna is named after Bebop Alula by Gene Vincent.
Oh, good Lord.
Dua Diddy is named after Dua Diddy Diddy by Manfred Mann. And Tutti Frutti is named after Tutti Frutti by Little Richard, obviously. So it's like,
how did I not catch on to? Did you catch on to this before you read that?
Yeah, I mean, you can hear it in their names, especially Tutti Frutti, right?
Dang it.
Yeah.
I never catch on to these things.
I mean, did you just think they had really bad names? I mean, they do. Yes.
I just thought their names were really stupid.
I mean, they are.
I'm mad at myself. I'm mad at myself and I'm mad at the production studio.
I'm mad at you both. I'm mad at everybody for these
Me
names.
too.
This show actually had a toy line by Hasbro and 3 video games based on the series. One was Butt-Ugly Martians, Zoom or Doom for PlayStation 2. One of the others was Butt-Ugly Martians, BKM, Battles for Game Boy Advance. And then Butt-Ugly Martians, Martian Boot Camp for PC. I looked at all 3 of these games. They all look pretty bad, as you would assume.
Oh, I was going to say, are they great? Should we stream them on Twitch?
One of them in Zoom and Doom, which is a racing game, the autosave feature isn't even present. This is a PS2 game, meaning that you have to manually save it or else you lose all your progress in that racing game. Yeah.
Okay.
That's how little effort they put into these things.
Man, the action figures are awesome though, right? Like they gotta be.
You know what? Let me look at them right now. I'm not sure. I mean, they're no worse than what they look like on the show themselves, right? They're good toys in that they're accurate representations, but that doesn't mean they look good.
Yeah, they look accurate to the show. The problem is in the show, they look terrible. Yeah. So they look pretty bad. But like, are you seeing though, like some of the human action figures? Because those are pretty rough too.
Oh, they made human ones too? Jeez.
Oh yeah. Like I don't think you're seeing all of the best ones, man. In fact, the one character, Angela, is stuck forever in like a yoga pose sort of thing. Like it looks like she's gonna, I think it's supposed to be like a fight pose, but
oh, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. And like there's no like repositioning the limbs. She's just stuck like that. So like if you wanted to play with that action figure as a kid, she is always gonna be doing that pose no matter what interaction she's having with other characters.
Man, wow.
And I think that's hilarious.
That's so weird because all the other figures have like the ability to move their limbs except for her. She's just stuck in place. Why?
Yeah. Mike's holding a gun for some reason, even though he's a child.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
Why not?
I mean, I didn't expect much of them, but this is probably less than I even expected. Although the BKM suits that they have are pretty cool.
Okay, I need this explained. And maybe you already know where this is going.
I think I do, but go on.
What is BKM? What is it?
Okay, BKM, I don't know when they specifically say it. It wasn't in the episodes we watched, but BKM
it wasn't.
It's butt kicking mode. So they go into butt kicking mode, which means they basically Centurion out. They get their battle suits and then they become more powerful. Yeah, BKM butt kicking mode.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my God. Like in every episode, they're just like BKM. It's like even all through this theme song, they're screaming about BKM.
We are the Martians, the Butt-Ugly Martians, BKM. I didn't know what it meant at all. I had to look it up because they don't state it. Even in the first episode, they just assume that you know.
I never even bothered to look it up. That's how little I cared.
I had to know. I had to.
I was just like, you know what? I'll bug Joseph about this later.
Yeah, I figured you'd ask. That's also why I looked it up.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's what it is.
What were they thinking? Like what?
They weren't.
I don't know.
Yeah. So let's just go ahead and start talking about this show, starting with the very first episode, which was Playback / Payback, season 1, episode 1. When I saw this title, I was hoping that it was split into 2 like 11-minute episodes, but it wasn't. It's just a single. All of them are just 22-minute episodes, but they feel like hour-plus episodes.
I was going to say the same. It feels so long.
They really drag. Yeah.
Oh, man.
So it starts off in kind of a promising way. Visually, no. Like, let's just get this out there right away. Like it's early 2000s CG, but like the worst kind of it. I would take Reboot or Beast Wars over this any day.
This is like if Beast Wars had a baby with Rhapsody Street Kids. Like, you know, we talked about how terrible that was, like that CG, because it was made in a program that was not meant for 3D rendering. It's like if you melded those together, you would get something like this. It's just so awful.
Yeah. And it's like, it didn't even seem like they had the hardware to handle trying to do CG, because there were so many times where like the frame rate would just drop and it would just get really choppy. And you would see like the CG models would pixelate, not because of the video we were watching, but because of the video they were sending would just start pixelating as they tried to move things too quickly. or when an explosion got too big or something.
Yeah, there's a lot of times too that you could tell that they added in like slow motion effects post rendering. So like after they had already like rendered something and probably exported that and were like ready to be done, they're like, oh, like someone came in and was like, oh no, let's put this in slow motion. And they're like, but we don't want to re-render this part. Oh no, it's fine. Just adjust the speed.
Yeah.
So so then you get these super choppy, disgusting looking things that are super pixelated, super blown up. It's bad.
I'm not trying to discredit the team per se, because I know, like, especially shooting things for TV or whatever is challenging and you're on a huge time crunch. So I don't blame the creative team as much as I do the showrunners who should have had this under control or should have thought ahead about these things. But anyway, so yeah, that starts us off where we're looking at this. This is our visual representations of these aliens. But it starts off in kind of a fun way where they are, like I said earlier, recording a fake video of them like conquering Earth so they could send it to Emperor Bog so that he can think that they're on the right track or that they're actually doing work. But it's really just like a screen of like a battlefield and them like shooting their lasers in just some kind of warehouse looking area.
Well, I like how they introed it too, because they kind of fool the viewer with that too. Because the first thing we see is these few aliens in this big battle. And I was like, oh, dang. All right. What is this going to be? And then it zooms out and you see that they're actually doing it against like a blue screen. And I was like, oh, okay. And then, everything starts getting revealed there.
Yeah.
And I thought that was kind of funny. I was like, okay, you know what? It looks bad, but maybe there's going to be something redeeming, because I thought that was a really clever way to introduce us to these characters in this world. I was like, wow, okay, I'm kind of in at this point. And then I got taken out real fast.
Yeah. You don't last long in this world. Like, it starts off very promisingly, but then it just lets you down pretty much from every point past that. I guess aside from when we get to meet Stoke Muldoon, who is the Robert Stack character. He is like a streaming, a person who like uploads streams of him. This is before live streaming, really, but a person who uploads videos of himself to. Did YouTube exist at that point? I'm honestly not sure.
No, I don't think YouTube was around yet, just yet. Or if it was, it was in its infancy, but I don't think it was. If it were like modern day, this dude would be a TikToker who is basically hunting aliens.
That's basically what it felt like. So he's just doing like kind of like conspiracy theorist is what we're thinking at this point. But he has all this equipment and he's prepared for an alien invasion, which there happens to be one. And the way that they kind of intercept this feed or accidentally land on his channel is because the Martians had accidentally overloaded their satellite back at their base that they were trying to send to Emperor Bog the video of. And they needed to kind of jack Mike's, who is this kid they know, to like use his so that they can get the message out so he doesn't come to conquer Earth. So it's kind of a symbiotic relationship they have where it's like, we're friends with these ugly Martians who we continue to call Butt-Ugly, because if we don't help them out, then their emperor is going to come and conquer Earth. So it's like we have to kind of help each other out here.
It's sort of Stockholm syndrome-ish in a way too. It's almost like we got to be nice, or like, our planet might get taken over.
It feels a little bit like an ultimatum of like, be nice to us and feed us nachos or else.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, the three aliens that we get to know are not like holding it over them as blackmail. It just literally is the reality that if they don't manage to pull off their ruse, it's going to happen and Bog will come down and destroy the Earth. But I thought it was weird that for the first episode that the relationship between these teens and these Martians are already established, which is fine. I think that's okay. I just thought it was an interesting choice. So it makes me wonder if there is another episode later on that kind of revisits when they met or something, so we get a little bit of that.
That's what I was thinking. Like maybe either there was a pilot that just never got released, or we get an origin story episode of their relationship, and also maybe that's where BKM is mentioned as well, and why they're called the Butt-Ugly Martians, aside from just the kids being mean and judgmental.
It took me a long time also to figure out which alien is which. So I figured out 2T is the blue one.
He's the Donatello of the group because he's the one who creates devices and whatnot. He does machines.
He wears blue. Dua wears a red outfit, and he's kind of a little bit more of the dumb one, I guess.
But he's like the strong one too.
Yeah, he's got the really deep voice. And then Bebop is the one wearing yellow. So that took me a while to figure all those out.
And I guess he's kind of the de facto leader of the group, Bebop.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I don't really know what else he does.
I just feel like none of them have great personalities.
No, especially like when it's just showing their heads, they all look pretty much the same.
Yeah, I feel like 2T is the only one where I felt was actually kind of fleshed out, just in that he's defined by the idea that he's constantly inventing things. That really seems to be about it.
When we get 2T talking to Mike, that's troublesome because it's Rob Paulsen talking to himself, and the voices, they don't vary that much. Like he didn't really change it too much between those two. So it was kind of hard to tell who was talking sometimes.
Well, and then you get 2T and Mike and Ronald all in the same scene.
Yeah.
And it's 3 Rob Paulsens all talking to each other.
But Ronald had a very distinct voice, at least. It was annoying, but it was distinct.
Yeah. I mean, it was more distinct, but it was still very obviously the same actor.
Yeah.
You know, like it still sounded like Rob Paulsen. It just sounded like a higher pitched up, more shrill Rob Paulsen. So, oh boy.
True.
Yeah, they're like, hey man, we need your satellite TV, which is still, I guess, super popular in the future. And then they beam their DVD up to the alien ship that Lord Bog is in. But Stoat Muldoon is he's got like this little handheld tracker now, and he's kind of on the hunt. So when Dr. Damage is talking to Bog and saying, hey, you know what? I don't necessarily believe this report they're sending us. I don't think I believe these guys. Bog's like, okay, well, what can we do? So he sends this reconnaissance bot named, was it Clactor?
Yeah, Clactor
to go down and spy on them. And as that thing's coming down and breaks, I guess, through the atmosphere, Muldoon's thing is going hang wire. And basically both Clactor and Muldoon show up at Mike's parents' house while Mike's parents are gone, where the kids and our 3 alien friends are all there. So like everybody basically is all there at one time when stuff starts going down.
Right. And just a little bit about Damage. He's the mad scientist, also the right-hand man of Emperor Bog, but you can tell that he has no respect for Emperor Bog. Like,
no, he's the Starscream.
He's gonna plan to take over. And I think at a certain point he does try to, but then gets put back in his place later on in that later episode. I didn't see that one, but I read something about it. So I know like he has betrayal on his mind, at least in these first bunch of episodes.
Yeah, exactly. There's like kind of a fight that ensued. Part of the house gets blown up, like just one wall gets destroyed. Muldoon gets thrown into a dumpster, but the our Butt-Ugly Martians managed to take out Clactor temporarily because Clactor is a self-repairing reconnaissance bot.
Yeah, they use an EMP ball to disable it, and then they stick it in Muldoon's truck so that he can just, or no, they
leave a note on it.
Yeah, they put it in his truck and leave a note on it saying that it ate the Martians, so don't go looking for them. And he's just like, all right, great.
He's like, oh, cool.
My work here is done. Yeah.
Yeah. We got to mention, too, because this is going to come up to be very important here soon, that Muldoon lives in the Sahara Desert.
Oh,
that's
yes.
where he's got like a base of operations in the desert. So he is driving Clactor back to the desert to his little base. But for whatever reason, because I don't know, plot hole, even though they just disabled Clactor, the Martians are like, oh no, he self-repairs. We got to figure out a way to destroy it forever. Now they got to go chase this thing down that they just put in this dude's truck that he just drove off with.
What? Yeah, I don't know if it was a plot hole as much as it was like a realization that, since he's self-repairing, he's gonna like go and deliver a message back to Emperor Bog if we don't stop him.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought too, because I think it was the kids that were just like, all right, we did it. And the Martians are like, no, this is this kind of bot. And we got to do this. And I'm like, wait, but you just sent it away.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know if in that time they learned that he was self-repairing between when they put him in and then, or if they just like, oh, I forgot. This is a self-repairing bot.
Oh, dang. Totally slipped my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the kids go out on their hoverboards while the Martians are on these like speeder bike type things, and they chase down Sloane's truck. This is
Stoat.
where we...
It's Stoat.
Oh, yeah. Why did I write Sloane? Yeah, Stoat. They chase down Stoat's truck and I guess because Sloane's a better name, but whatever. They disable his truck, I think with another EMP ball or something, with a blast of some sort. And then they go into their BKM mode while fighting the robot because it's the only way that they can beat him.
Yeah, it's the thing that they do every single episode to resolve whatever problem is happening.
They do
BKM.
Right. That's their Deus Ex Machina is to go BKM mode. It's kind of their Voltron, and it even has like a cut scene, a pre-recorded scene where it's like they even talk during it. They're like, all right, we've come to Earth and now decided to save it. Now we're going to protect it, or whatever they say.
Using wisdom and power and courage. And it's like, And then they get these cool suits. I'll give them credit for that. Like, I like the big armor suits they get into. It's almost like Iron Hulk, if you can think of it like that armor wise. Yeah, I was thinking of like Exo Squad and stuff. Yeah, that too. Yeah. But on a Centurion level too, where it's like these tech suits that do different things, they get in the armor suits and they start to try to take it out, but they're having trouble at first. Yeah, it's not working out. So what they have to do is two of them go and they manage to get Clactor into Muldoon's base and just kind of trap him there for a minute. Like they're physically having to hold this door down while one of the others goes with the kids back to their lair, which is kind of an arcade. It's called Zaps. And then they film another video, like another blue screen video thing where the kids are like, oh no, you've defeated us. We surrender. And then they run back to the desert. Like they must live right next to the desert. I don't know how they're doing this all so quick. But they get back there, they rip open this back panel on Clactor, throw their DVD disc in there, and then Clactor flies off and reports back to Bog, who is none the wiser and gets mad at Damage for making him doubt his troops. Yeah, they also have a robot dog. I just want to throw that out there because it does come into play on occasion. I don't even know its name. I think its name is literally just Dog. Okay, because I don't think they ever gave a name or said a name. I just see the dog everywhere. Muldoon also gets his memory erased. Every episode. With a Martian memory erase crystal. And that happens a couple times too. Yeah, it's a purple D4. It's what it is. Yeah, probably throughout the series that happens multiple times, I'm sure, with that D4. I guess they roll a 4 every time. They roll a 4 and they're like, all right, he's erased. Memory erased. That's all it took was 4. That moves us on to the second episode we watched for today's show, which was That's No Puddle, That's Angela. Season 1, episode 11, which was a Patreon pick by Semantics. Title was not... That was only a small fraction of the episode. I don't know why they use that as the title of it. Yeah, it seemed... That part seemed to get resolved pretty quickly. Yeah. And... was not the big problem. It seemed like it was going to be a huge problem the way that they presented it. So let me fast forward through a little bit of this to get you to the point where I want to get to, which is Angela becoming a puddle. So 2T, they're at the arcade, which is where they, their base is. 2T's working on a device to help the Martians kind of fit into society, or at least to walk around in society, which is to turn them invisible. But in first using it, he accidentally turns the other Martians into puddles. So he has to reconfigure it, blah, 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 reverses it, and they come back. So Cedric, one of the kids, he was trying to get Wingo Dingo tickets, which is this local band or this band of this universe. Being unsuccessful in that, they're trying to figure out how they can end up going.
And on the other side of this, we have Lieutenant Pinkin coming down, which is that green cross between Jax and Reptile we were talking about earlier. It's like Jack's head with a reptile body, with like a dinosaur body, basically.
Yeah.
And with green scales and everything.
Real shiny.
Yeah. And everything's shiny. Yes. And then he's got this device called the Earth Shaker that he's planting into the Earth to start some earthquakes, and also plant this teleporter to bring his the rest of his crew in to invade Earth. So that's a whole nother side thing. 2T is finally successful in creating the invisibility device, but he accidentally leaves it behind. The earthquake starts, or the Earth Shaker starts doing its thing. And so
just a test at this
as
point.
A test,
it's just like a short test.
Stoat. Is that his name?
Yeah, Stoat, like the animal from Inscription.
I don't like it. I kept writing Sloat for some reason. All right.
Sloat?
So, yeah. So Stoat, Muldoon, I'll just say Muldoon. He's in the middle of the desert, so that's where the aliens detect it. That's where the earthquake is. Stoat's talking to this guy who's supposedly a fan. I don't think end up knowing who this guy actually is, at least not in this episode.
No.
He's contacted by someone named Dark Comet, who is talking to him through, like, telling him like he's a big fan and talking about he's got the location of these aliens in the desert, blah, blah, blah. Mike ends up taking the 2T's departicleizer, which is what turns the aliens invisible, because 2T just left it behind. And his idea is, hey, we're going to go to the Wingo Dingo concert by becoming invisible. And Angela tries to dissuade him from doing that because it's irresponsible and it might not work. But in doing so, she gets accidentally shot by this laser herself and turns into a puddle, which is what leads us to the title. And I'm thinking at this point, so this is going to be the rest of the episode, is trying to figure out how to turn Angela back. It could have been.
Yeah.
Because right away, she gets mopped up by Ronald at the diner and dumped down the drain. And then I'm thinking like, this is horrific, because she's like down in the sewer and she's going to get mixed with all these other liquids. You're never going to be able to find her. But
they find her in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, like they use Dog's scintometer to sniff out her as the pink puddle that she is. And she's just, there's no other water down there. She's just down in the sewer, sitting there in a corner alone. That's like super lazy the way that they resolved this. And then instantly gets turned back with no sort of like challenge. It's like, here she is, and she's back. So Angela was a puddle for maybe 2 minutes, and that's it.
Yeah, I feel like maybe a better episode title would be like, What's Shaken?
Yeah, way better already. See? I'm in.
Fixed it.
You fixed it right away.
Because that's what the rest of this is about, is the Earth Shaker.
Mm-hmm.
Because now, 7 minutes into the episode, the Angela problem is resolved and it never happens again. She's fine. It's done.
Well, it does happen one more time, but intentionally.
But on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes no sense. Yeah. But one thing that's very contrived and everything, of course, is that this Pinkin guy, and you kind of mentioned it before, but I really want to emphasize that where he's doing the Earth Shaker is literally right underneath Muldoon in the desert, which also is exactly where this sewer system goes from the diner. So everything leads, no matter where you go in this world, it all leads to the same place.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
The center of everything is right there in the Sahara Desert where Muldoon is.
Yeah, under the Sahara Desert. Yeah. No matter what you do, you end up at the Sahara Desert.
You know why, though, right? It's because, like, since they're doing this CG on a huge time crunch, they didn't want to do all these other assets like buildings. They're like, well, let's just do it all in the desert.
Right. Well, and that's another thing that I don't understand either, is that they say this is the Sahara Desert, but this is very obviously, especially when you're like listening to them talk and you're seeing what all they have going on, this is very obviously in like the United States, right? But the Sahara Desert is not in the United States. That's in Africa, bruh. So what is this show?
It's the future.
What is
I don't
this?
know. Maybe it's a Pangea again. We're all merged into one continent.
I think they don't know where the Sahara Desert is when they made this show. They just named a desert, and they really screwed up.
Yeah, well, I think in making this show, they really screwed up. But yes, to your point, to wrap up the rest of this, they're trying to now defeat Pinkin since they've located him, since he was literally just a walk away from rescuing Angela under the diner. And well, first they accidentally slip down this little slope, and that puts them into a cage that happens to be right where Pinkin is working. And so he's like, all right, great. Now I have prisoners. And he sets this timer for the Earthshaker to go off for 5 minutes. And that's when one of the aliens, I think it was Bebop, like throws out this like flash grenade type thing and blinds Pinkin so that he can then use the invisibility device to make the aliens invisible and the humans into puddles. Then he like pushes the puddles out of the cage. Since the aliens are invisible, like when Pinkin is finally able to see again, he comes in and opens the cage, like wondering where they all went. And so they sneak out behind his back and they try to use the invisibility device on Pinkin, thinking it might turn him into a puddle. But instead, for some reason, it makes him more powerful. They explain this off by saying like, oh, his metabolism must be different. And that's it. That's all you need.
That's pretty much it.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, they go BKM. Oh, my God. Their catchphrase for their BKM is let's get ugly. It's like,
yeah.
Why?
Oh, man.
Why are you owning this?
You know what? I think they meant it to be the Mojave Desert, and I think they screwed up.
But did they say Sahara specifically?
I think in the very first episode, they specifically said Sahara.
I don't remember, but I trust you.
Because I remember, because I have that written down with a question mark where it says Sahara.
Sahara?
What?
Yeah.
It should be Mojave. Oh, man. I don't know. Someone will fact check me and tell me I'm wrong and then call me an idiot for getting mad about it.
The way that this is resolved is really, so Dua Diddy, he grabs the device that they tried to use to, vaporize Pinkin. He just throws it at the teleporter and that breaks it. Or no, he throws it at Pinkin and that knocks him into the portal.
Him through. And then he breaks it.
Then they break the teleporter. And that is it. That resolved the episode. We do get one more scene at the diner where the aliens are finally able to go into it. The Martians are, because now they're invisible. But instead of trying to hide that, they openly in front of Ronald eat these burgers while invisible. So he thinks he's going crazy. And that's where it like leaves out on the laughing of like, I think I need to lie down. And then everyone laughs and the episode's over. It's like, oh, gosh.
Yeah, it's funny, traumatizing local youth.
Poor Ronald.
I did catch, and this is a for sure error I did catch in here that I don't know it's an error. I think it's honestly just lazy writing. Mm-hmm. So when they go BKM and they start chasing Pinkham through the sewer system out into the desert, the Earthshaker's still going, right? And
yeah.
So they're just chasing him down. And at one point, one of them, and I think it's 2T, says something about, oh, we still need to shut off the Earthshaker, but they never do it. They never revisit it. It's just like later on when they're reunited with the kids in Muldoon, it's just off. Like it has just stopped and they don't say a word about it.
Yeah, I was wondering that. I even tried to rewind through the episode a little bit to find out like when they turned it off.
They didn't.
But I don't think they did. And I was like, was it just connected to the teleporter? So when they destroyed that, it stopped the Earthshaker?
I don't know.
I just accepted that as being the case because they do not explain like when they ever turned it off.
And I went a different route of just assuming, oh, I guess one of the kids did it before they climbed their way out of there because they don't have flying machines right now.
I no idea. But I completely understand what you're saying because I thought the same thing.
And then they erased Muldoon's memory again.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of a funny recurring joke, at least, if I were to give the show anything.
Yeah, he's going to end up with an aneurysm by the end of this.
Oh, yeah.
With all the damage they're doing to this guy's. They're probably frying his synapses left and right, man.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
So the last episode we watched for today's show was This Is the Butt-Uglies, Season 1, Episode 26, which was a Patreon pick by Anthony D. And man, these titles are some of the worst episode titles that we've had in a long time that I can remember. Like none of them have stood out as so terrible until this show.
Why wouldn't this have been the name of the first episode?
Right. this is like I mean, okay, I kind of get it because they're trying to introduce themselves to the world, but this doesn't feel that's the title for a last episode is not correct. I don't know if they thought they were going to make more. Maybe they did, but no.
Yeah.
So we open with our favorite character, Ronald, singing very loudly and very annoyingly.
There's so many good songs in this episode.
Oh my God, you're
Especially
right.
that R&B rap interlude we get.
Yes, the alien rap, the Martian rap.
So good.
We'll get there. Okay, so but Ronald's singing and the aliens are just waiting like in the dark, like, okay, when Ronald leaves, we're going to go get these leftovers. But he just won't leave. He keeps hanging around. So Dua ends up going up to him and scaring him off because he's like, I'm hungry now. I want to eat. And that's kind of what leads into the idea. It's like, I'm tired of hiding. I want the world to accept us the way that you guys do, blah, 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 and get to know us.
I like the idea that Dua just says, like, throws caution to the wind and is just like, let this entire planet know of my existence because I really need to eat this cheeseburger.
Because I really
like,
want some
I'm tired
nachos.
of waiting.
Yeah.
I'm so hungry.
I'm willing to risk my life and the
life of my friends.
Yeah.
And
for a cheeseburger.
Like, you know, intergalactic warfare because I need a burger.
Yeah. Because I'm hungry now.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Yeah. This is where we also see the alien bar that's talking about we see these two aliens talking about how Bog sent his conquering troops down to Earth so long ago. I don't know how long ago that really is. And he still hasn't conquered it. So it's like, how hard is it? And they feel like, or they're talking like Bog is losing his touch, but Bog is also in the bar, like, at the table next to them, and he's furious that they're talking about him like that and gets kind of sad and feels like, okay, I got to go down to Earth myself to make sure it's right on schedule because I need to prove to the universe that I am still a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah. So he's kind of on the warpath. Damage and Bog are at it again, basically, but taking it more serious this time. In the meantime, the Martians are kind of up to their old ideas again of they're going to make another video, but this video is going to be, instead of them conquering Earth, this video is basically of them being heroic and then also eating burgers that they want to release to the world so that the world would, you know, have a soft introduction to them and love them. So they're like doing this very poorly played out script, but where Angela honestly does almost fall to her death and they have to save her.
Oh, yeah.
And she passes out and they were like, oh, nice touch with the faint. And she's like, what do you mean? Because she did pass out.
And then one of them's like, oh, we should reshoot that scene one more time.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're shooting this video. We're seeing Stoat, also Muldoon, say, like, still like producing his video saying that aliens are dangerous, not to be trusted. But Cedric, I guess, is a master editor. And so he edits the video to make it look like Stoat accepts the aliens and says they're not dangerous and they're definitely our amigos. And so, like, everybody's super impressed with Cedric's editing abilities. Emperor Bog and Damage head down to Earth, or they head down to Earth with these like cyborg aliens that are like part aliens, part machine. Like, they look really crazy. And
so they also send down like one that looks just like a human child.
Oh, first they send down the human child.
That's a big thing,
right? Which is RV-47.
We think it's a big thing, and then that is, like so many other things, resolved extremely quickly.
It's thrown away as quickly as Angela as a puddle, yes.
Yeah.
But that's for the best, because when RV-47 first comes out, Damage is like, he's programmed to speak language of the youths, and he's just like, what's up? And it's like, oh, no.
They do that Budweiser commercial where they call each other and it's like, what's up?
Yeah.
And it's like, sick.
If this is not a product of its time, I don't know what is. Or really, like, I don't know if they were trying to be funny, like, in a way that it's like, oh, the aliens don't understand how out of touch they are. Or if the producers or the creative team was just so out of touch that they thought that was still, like, a viable thing to do.
I don't know. It could be either. It honestly might just be, I don't know. It might just be serendipity at that point of they wanted something to feel out of touch because they themselves are out of touch.
Yeah.
And so no matter what they would have chosen, it would have worked.
You know, I would have thought that until it got to the point where they were doing the rap song. And then I'm like, oh, but this is like, they're taking this part really seriously and trying here. And the rap was, I'm trying to remember what it was called.
Well, first of all, they came up with a rap name for the Martians, which was Boys to Martians.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, guys.
So you've got Boys to Martians. You've got them go. We hit the jackpot is the name of the song. They're going like wiki, wiki, wiki. Like they're doing all the worst things. Like these are like the whitest aliens possible.
They're rapping about how much they love burgers.
The kids are singing with them, and Mike is bringing Stoat Muldoon to show him how friendly they actually are, the Martians. And Muldoon at that point is on their side, but then Damage sends RV-47, the fake kid, down, and he comes in and is like, hey, yo, I heard the kicking music, thought I'd shred on over and check it out. And then Dog
I wish you would talk like that all the time. Please talk like that for the rest of this podcast.
No, Dog doesn't trust him. The Martians detect that this is no Earth creature, so they instantly vaporize him. So literally, he's there for maybe a minute total. And
before they do vaporize it, though, Muldoon's car alarm goes off. So he walks out of the room.
That's right.
And then the robot thing starts firing up a laser to attack them, and they blow it up. But Muldoon just comes back to see them blow up this child.
Yeah. So he's like, whoa. Like, so he pulls a gun on them or pulls like a laser on them and is like, hey, I don't trust you anymore. I just literally watched you vaporize a child. So I can't trust you. That's when Emperor Bog and Damage come down with those cyborgs. And Bog he's got a camera also to film himself for galactic TV so that he can prove to the universe, like I said, that he is conquering Earth and he is still, he does still have it, basically. So, and never to question his power.
However, Bog doesn't know about BKM. So
even after they use it, though, like they start trying to take down some of the cyborgs, but are unsuccessful at first. And Muldoon is then shown a video of the robot kid where it's like, hey, he was trying to like vaporize, like he was trying to laser us with his eyes, or he was trying to blast us. So this is why we blew him up. He wasn't a real kid. He was a robot. Finally, Muldoon believes them.
That's all it takes.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, okay, that makes sense then. I misjudged
totally.
you. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I misjudged. I will now help you defeat your brethren.
Yeah. The Martians freeze the cyborgs, who also start talking, which was disturbing. I thought they were like voiceless, like androids or something. But the moment they started talking, it humanized them more for me, or Martianized them more for me. And I started to feel more sympathy towards these like weird abominations.
So what was your initial reaction when Bog and Damage get back in their ship and take off, and then Muldoon shoots it and kills them all? So that's when I was like, what was your reaction?
I was like, oh my, wow. Okay, so let's set this up. So first, like when Bog and Damage are defeated, they're about to leave and they're blocked off by the Martians, but the Martians are like, no, like we're not like them. We're going to let them go because I don't want to, we're not killers. So maybe he's learned his lesson and we'll just react if he starts to try to attack us again, blah, blah, blah. And so they fly off and we're thinking like, that's it. But then like Muldoon comes up with his giant laser gun and blasts the ship. And I'm like, what? Did they know that this was the last episode and they're just trying to go out with a literal bang? Because they
disintegrated.
Yeah, because that was really bold if that were the case. And then they pull back on that almost instantly. The Martians get contacted by actual Bog, and he's like, hey, so those were robots we sent down, like it wasn't ever really us.
Cue eye roll.
Yeah, because it's like, it almost was like that was a decision that was made after it was already written in that they were destroyed, because nothing would have led us to believe that those were robots. They were acting exactly like you would think Bog would, even running from like explosions and stuff fearfully. So it's like these were 1-to-1 replicas of these guys. So that felt really cheap when they revealed that they were robots. I was going to finally give them credit for something, and then they pulled back before they actually got to make any kind of memorable scene.
Ah, you fools. They were robots the whole time. Fooled you.
Yeah, and does the whole thing where it shows that that Muldoon and the Martians are now buddies and like that they're going to protect the Earth. And then it ends, and I guess this is where it would have been like a season ender, not just a series ender, with the whole Earth being surrounded by the armada of Martian ships. And it's like, oh, well, if they had that much trouble with just like a group of cyborgs, like Earth is doomed now. Like there's no way they're going to get out of this. Then the show ends.
It's just over.
So I can only assume that the Earth was taken over by these aliens and we were conquered.
In my headcanon, they lost horribly. Basically, the whole Earth gets destroyed or enslaved or whatever because of these 3 butt-ugly aliens. They like ruined everything.
It was all because of cheeseburgers. Blame cheeseburgers.
They ruined it all for a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
That was kind of insane, that last those last few scenes, because it does feel like maybe they did something and somebody at the studio saw it and was like, no, this is a kid's show. We can't do that. We can't just kill them. And then someone's like, oh, but it's so cool.
Yeah, even though it wasn't even like it wasn't seen, you didn't see them get disintegrated like their ship just did. Like, I feel like that could have passed, but the editor was like, no, like can't do it, or the censor board or whatever. Yeah, and so whatever. So that's what happened.
There you are.
And that closes out our series because we don't get any more of it, fortunately.
Yeah.
Well, Chris, it looks like it's about time we send our inner kids to hang out with Mike, Cedric, Angela, and the Martians and get ugly, I guess. Then see what they thought of the show, Butt-Ugly Martians.
A show about aliens on Earth kicking butt, eating burgers, and saving the day sounds great. But somehow, this show sucked. Why? How did you make aliens not cool?
Have we offended you in some way? Why else would you torture us with a show like this? I'd rather get a swift kick in the butt than ever watch this cartoon again. Or just toss me one of those Martian memory erase crystals so I can forget this ever happened. Do it or I'm telling. Mom, older me won't wipe a bad show from my memory.
I actually do have a D4 right here. I'm going to see if I can... Hang on. Nope, I remember it still. That's
too bad.
Oh boy. Well, we're at maybe the most difficult part of the podcast here. What did you like about Butt-Ugly Martians?
Okay, so the only nice thing I can really say about this is that the voice acting wasn't bad, since it did have a great lineup of actors for what the show was, especially Robert Stack as Stoat. All I could think of when he spoke was "Tonight on Unsolved Mysteries," which actually matched his character well, so I at least enjoyed that.
It does. Yeah.
That's it. Really. Yeah.
I was expecting a little more elaboration, or you done name someone else and then you're like, nah.
No, I mean, the other voice actors were fine. Like Rob Paulson was definitely overworked in that he had to do so many different voices.
Yeah, same for S. Scott Bullock, man. He was all over the place too.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like they all did a good job for what they had in front of them. So I don't fault them for that. For the material that they had, they all did great.
I'll say this much. I think the core concept of the show is totally fine. It could have made for an all right show if the writing had been better and they had chosen a different animation style at the time. Because otherwise, it's very much the same kind of concept of any 90s action tune that involves kids or something, you know? It's a group of weird somethings, whether that's aliens or anthropomorphic mutant whatevers, befriending some children and helping save the world. You know, they've got that structure down. All the pieces are there, but somehow they still screwed it up. And I think a lot of it comes down to, for one, I'm sorry, with the writing, complete laziness with a lot of it. Or, I mean, this is where I struggled too. I mean, we're making these assumptions not knowing everything that happens behind the scenes. It also, some of it could also have to do with the editing too, because, you know, maybe something did happen in the one episode where they did shut the machine off, but maybe that got edited out to save time or something. But regardless, like, so much stuff was not done well, was not executed right, that something that could have maybe worked had somebody else handled it just got annihilated. And I think about, like, as cheesy as some of it was, and I don't know, just I'm trying to think of some nicer ways to say some of this. And I'm really struggling here.
Are you still on your likes?
Yeah, I'm just, this is me trying to be nice. You know, like some of it's cheesy and some of it was kind of ridiculous and kind of lame. However, I think had the animation not been so bad, like if they had used a 2D style that was done well, I feel like there would be a little bit more forgiveness in that way, but it's because the writing and it looked horrible. I think that causes even more strife when watching it. But like my basics was trying to say the core concept of the show worked. And that was, I guess, something.
It could have worked.
That's a like, I guess, is that the idea was okay.
Yeah.
Let's get to the easy part. What'd you not like about it?
I think being butt ugly was the least of these Martian problems because first off, we all know the CG was bad. We touched on that earlier, but that's definitely something I'm able to look past if the plot is strong enough or the characters are well developed, like with Reboot or Beast Wars, like we said. In this case, neither of those things are true. So it ends up just being a sloppily thrown together jumble of poorly executed ideas that was too juvenile to be funny, too slow to be exciting, and too repetitive to be interesting. And just when I thought they got brave enough to throw us a bold curveball in that last episode by having Stoat vaporize Bog and Damage, they completely backed out by having them just be robots. And I get that implying, let alone showing death on a kid's show is very taboo, but at least it would have given us something memorable.
Yeah, I 100% agree with everything you just said there. And I think stuff that didn't help there with that writing is like, there were so many things that could have worked with the writing if they had, I don't know, if they had structured it better or just focused. Because if you think about the amount of back and forth that happens in some of those episodes of, like, let's take that first one of, you know, we stopped the robot and we put it in this car that goes to the desert. Now we got to go to the desert. Oh, one of us has to go back to our lair. Oh, now we got to go back to the desert again to go to the robot again, to give him the disc. And it's like, man, so much of this could have been streamlined to make this better, but it almost feels like some padding or something in there just to make these longer episodes. I don't know. It's bad.
They could have easily had like 11-minute episodes, especially with that Angela episode, because that could have been a single like escapade of its own, is trying to find Angela, trying to figure out how to get her back, you know, mistaking her for other things and just like the perils along the way of that. But that was just resolved so quickly so that they could get to the main point, which was that uninteresting Martian green reptile guy, or not Martian, like wherever he's from, the green reptile alien. And like that could have been a completely other episode, but they tried to blend it all together and did it so unsuccessfully that I think it both ideas suffered because of it.
There's multiple instances of that happening, like the Clactor robot and meeting Muldoon for the first time. Those could have been two separate things too. They didn't have a focus and they threw all this stuff in there and it felt like nobody knew what they were doing. It's almost like there were multiple writers that had opposing views and then they tried to mash it all together and make it work. And it didn't.
Yeah.
And not to mention that, there is no character development whatsoever in any of this thing. So like, I don't feel for a single character in the show. And I mean, there's always going to be that thing of saying like, well, I'm not the target demographic, or, you know, this is a show for kids. But man, if I can watch freaking Strawberry Shortcake and relate to those characters and be like, oh my God, this is such good writing. You know, I can see progression. I can see all of these, you know, moments, and I can feel like a lot of emotion and heart put into this thing. No, you can't tell me that can't be done in each cartoon or each show or television series, whatever. It honestly was just that nobody put the time and effort into it that requires a show to be good, you know, to bring something new to the table.
This was a show clearly made just to sell the merchandise or video games or whatever.
Yeah.
And because you don't have to your point, even if you're aiming at a younger audience, it doesn't mean you have to aim downward. And that's kind of what this show did. It had juvenile humor. Like, I can appreciate a good fart joke.
Oh, hell yeah.
But even the fart jokes in here were boring. And so it's like, even on a fundamental, like, juvenile joke level, it wasn't even funny. So, like, that's where it aimed down, and it failed even at that level. So it can't really be appreciated by any audience, I wouldn't think, which is why it got canceled so quickly.
Yeah, I don't know anyone that would really enjoy this thing unless you've got some sort of weird nostalgia attachment to it.
And if you do, please reach out and explain that, because I do not get it.
Don't let this be our new Winx Club. Please explain it.
Please, oh my God. I will die on this hill that this is a bad show. Winx Club, I could be like, okay, that's fine. You know, it's got its own audience, but this one, no, this has no audience.
Yeah, there we go. You heard it. You heard it here.
So what would you give this overall? I think I can imagine, but just go ahead and tell me.
I mean, it's a case of what could have been a good idea and had bad execution. No, not bad, horrible execution in just about every possible way. So I'm giving this cartoon one bowl of barely human puddle cereal out of 5.
I would like to think that I go into every cartoon we watch with an open mind and really try to find some redeeming qualities, even with the most egregious of shows. But frankly, this one was a real drag, even just to sit through, even though we just watched 3 episodes. Like, that was tough. Is it the worst looking cartoon we've seen? No. Is it the most poorly written? Also no. But I feel like this combines both of those elements in a way that just completely sucks the fun out of what could otherwise have been an interesting idea, like you were saying. So overall, I'd give Butt-Ugly Martians one big bowl of Muldoon Munchie cereal out of 5. And if you wanted to check this out, I'd just recommend not doing that. Go watch Invader Zim or Unsolved Mysteries instead.
Yeah, just binge them back to back.
Yeah, and then you can get the best of this show.
Let me know how that combination goes. I'd be interested to know what that's like. That sounds like a weird fever dream, to be honest.
Yes. So thank you, Semantics, or whoever suggested this to us, because now I know I will never watch it again.
Yeah, but I like now I also have like you know something new to help me appreciate other things. You know, it's like one of those things that like you can't see the light if you don't know the darkness, right? So it's right. One of those.
Yeah. Now everything else is going to be a palate cleanser to this terrible bitter taste.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to get to. So yes, thank you. And thank you also to our patrons who picked episodes for us to watch.
Well, listeners, it looks like our milk supply is now run dry, so it's time for us to say goodbye. And next week, we'll be watching
The Legend of Vox Machina, chosen by me for my birthday pick.
Oh, good. I've seen this, so I know it's going to be way better than Butt-Ugly Martians.
Yeah, do you think we're going to go from one extreme to the other with this?
I feel like yes. Like, this is a huge palate cleanse. This isn't even a ramp up. This is like the opposite end of the spectrum as far as quality goes.
There we go. I will warn everybody before the next episode that this cartoon we'll be reviewing is definitely a cartoon for adults. So if you do end up wanting to watch it before the episode comes out, just know that this is a mature rated show. So you've been warned.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because it definitely is.
If your mom checks your Amazon Prime history, just beware that you might get grounded. Just let me know.
Yeah. So once again, I'm Joseph.
And I'm Chris.
We'll see you next Saturday.
Presented by Nerdsloth,
a place for lazy nerds.
If you like what you heard, consider donating at patreon.com/nerdsloth so we can continue bringing you quality shows. Be sure to also leave us a review and share your favorite episodes and clips on social media. If you're looking for more content, visit us at nerdsloth.com.